give you a look around here of my chosen camping spot. I've camped here several times over the years. You can see I'm in process of unpacking, and I've got my location picked out here underneath this beautiful shade tree, which also offers protection from the wind. As I mentioned, my friend from Oregon is going to join me, and of course I brought the dog as well, so the truck was pretty packed to the limits of the gear that I could bring to be comfortable for two people and a dog. We can actually hunt right out of camp here. Sure wish people would just pick up their trash and take it with them. Nav Hunter out. I always like to have something to go under the end of the tent poles, so I bring plastic plates. A block of wood or a brick would do as well, just to get under the tent pole so it doesn't sink too much into the ground. Hush! Hey everyone, Matt Hunter here. I'm just at camp here midday. Had a long morning hunt for Arizona over-the-counter archery bucks here this morning. So I came home, took the face paint off my face, except for a little under the eyes there. And I'm just relaxing in camp with Luna, the dog. But so I got some camp chores done, some dishes, such like that. I thought I'd give you a little tour of my Kodiak 10x10 canvas tent after 13 days of use. I've had this tent for several years now, 5 years, and really hasn't failed me at all, whether I'm in the Northwest or in the Rockies or in the Southwest desert. So it's been a great little tent. So I'll do a quick review. So I chose to set up my Kodiak 10x10 canvas tent here in the Southwest Arizona desert. I found a nice spot that instead of just pure rock and gravel, which is typical desert terrain, I've got a little sand and dirt here. So it's a little bit softer area, but it is firm. I wouldn't want to be camping here though in a real heavy rain, although the area is pretty large, so there's ample room for drainage, and I did put the tent on high ground within this area. I found a nice, like an old desert salt cedar tree there to put my tent underneath. Gives me protection from the sun. A little shady in the afternoon, which is nice here in the Arizona desert, but also it gives me some wind protection as well. This Kodiak 10x10 canvas tent has different configurations that you can purchase, but I purchased the door on the front and the door on the back, along with a window on the front and a window on the back. What I like about the doors is they have a screen, a bug screen, that you can zip open independently of the door. So you can leave the door zipped up tight and then unzip that screen on the door to help with the ventilation or to get a view. The other side there is a window, which just zips open and it's meshed. It's meshed in. A tip I highly recommend when you're staking down your Kodiak tent, especially out here in the desert, in hard soil, is I use the 1/2 inch by 8 inch lag bolts, galvanized lag bolts with a very large galvanized washer. And I install these using a 12-volt drill, which screws them right into the ground faster than I can pound the regular dirt stakes down. So this area, I was fortunate that it's soft enough that I can pound those stakes down, but I opted to just secure the four corners with lag bolts due to high winds. And if I was camping in a more open area with more wind, I probably would have used 6 to 8 lag bolts around the outside of the tent. There you can see another lag bolt that's sunk into the ground there. There it is. An option on the Kodiak 10x10 is you can get side vented windows in the form of a V, and you can unzip those as well to get more ventilation or more view to the outside. Granted, since I often camp, fish, and hunt in areas in cold climate up north and during the winter, I opted to have solid canvas on the sides. A canvas tent is way warmer than any other tent out there when it comes to cold weather. And with me, I use a propane heater before I go to bed at night and once I wake up in the morning, just to kind of warm up the tent while I get ready to go on my day's hunt. And that works great. So I really prefer having a solid canvas side to my tent. There's 1-year-old Luna just chilling out here in the shade of the salt cedar. She's my hunting dog. She doesn't go in the field with me because legally it's not allowed to have a dog with you when you're hunting big game in Arizona. So she'll stay in the truck for a couple hours, and the truck is vented and she has her fresh water. But she's just chilling out, getting some rest after a long morning's hunt earlier today. So this is the entrance and my awning of the Kodiak tent. You can see I have the door zipped open. This also rolls up tighter and secures to the side if you want it completely open, but I haven't opted to do that. Going on 13 days here, so I'll give you a look inside the tent. There I have a 4-foot table from Costco that folds up, extends the legs, so I have a long table to put stuff on top, as well as store stuff underneath the table if I need to. I have this large Coleman cooler. It claims it will hold ice for 5 days, which I seriously doubt in this heat. But what I use it for is to bring if I'm successful, bring the meat home from a mule deer buck. But right now, this cooler is being useful, storing all my dry goods, my dry food. Kodiak supplies these nice little hanging accessories, and they have little pockets and such. Here I have a light, my vitamins, my toothpaste, cleaning supplies, etc. And these are very handy to have. No, the tent doesn't come with a mirror. That's an oval piece of acrylic mirror that I made for my tent. Here you can see the other backside where that is the zippered window, and next to it is the zippered door. Here's a little ceiling awning, which I can put my shower towels, extra clothes, etc. And in the back there, you can see another mesh storage bag, which is empty right now. But up near the top, there's a vent. This vent is very important to keep open if you're using any type of propane heat. It will let the fumes escape out of the top of the tent, along with some of the heat, but mostly you don't want the fumes inside the tent. Here's my sleeping arrangement where I have my cot, my air mattress, my sleeping bag, a couple blankets. That blanket on top there is actually the dog's blanket. I usually put her sleeping bed, I take it out of the truck and put it on the floor right here. So she'll sleep on her bed and I'll cover her up with that extra fleece blanket because it has been pretty cold here at the desert at night in January, getting into the low 40s. There's another shot of the accessory bag. And I've attached a little LED lantern right there instead. So that's a look. I highly recommend using some flooring material on the bottom of your tent. I usually have a 10 by 10 piece of rolled carpet, but on my previous trip, the carpet was outside strapped to the luggage rack on the truck and it got all wet. So I was drying it out and forgot it at home. But instead I had this 8 by 8 piece that I brought, supplemented with a blanket on the floor and a doormat. As well as I have a doormat here on the outside. This shows the optional vestibule that comes with the tent. And I highly recommend this. If you're in areas of strong wind, it can get pretty flappy. But like I say, I'm in a nice sheltered spot here to camp in, so it's not too bad. But you see I can set up my camp kitchen here, my camp kitchen setup. And what's nice about the vestibule is in back here, it gives you a lot of covered storage space. So there's still plenty of space back there. If I had more equipment I wanted to not store in the tent, and take up precious tent space. So this vestibule I would highly recommend. Mav Hunter out.